Right. Good morning, guys. What's up? A little bit of a late stream here. Acre? Where did that come from? Oh, 1 for 24 reverse stock split. Crazy. Hmm. Eh, there's a few plays, one life. Not anything amazing besides PECK. PECK's ran from 248 all the way to 543. Uh, but there was no news on this. It just kind of started running. Kind of looks like a pump and dump, maybe. Potential U shape on it right now. AMRH had a reverse split and some type of press release. It's not great, but did get a little bit of a U shape. Broke the VWAP and just kind of rode the VWAP, but it moved. It got a little pop up, about 30-cent move there. JAN was one I was watching, and I paper traded it. Yeah, it sold off from the start. I was looking at this triangle. I wanted to see if I could get in a little early on this triangle. But that's why with my strategy you have to wait for a confirm to break, because this never broke the VWAP and then it just died off. So that was just seeing if I could tweak my strategy a little bit on there and see if I could get in early, but you just can't get in early. You risk too much. But yeah, that triangle I thought was going to be pretty good, but nothing there. AQST AQST came out, dipped pretty low, then had a nice bounce from 689 up to 770, and then it dipped back below the VWAP and it got a little U shape here and moved from 740 at the VWAP to 788. So that's decent. There's just kind of a lot going on this morning, and nothing great. I mean, Peck, like I said, is the biggest runner, but it has no reason. It has no press release. Just had earnings last week, I guess, on Friday maybe, and uh, I don't know. I mean, it has a good chart pattern on the yearly because it's got room, but kind of feeling it right now for this shoe shape. If it can break back above the VWAP and 450, because it does have room to 887. See, AQST might break $8 here soon. Looks like it's going to break probably right now. Or it's going to try to break. It may not get it. Because it has kind of went on a straight up move. Up to 806, 805. It's still kind of still struggling a little bit with 8. Oh, big sellers at 809, 810. Well, big sellers at 810. Now, if they get taken out, this could move. But those are some big sellers. Oh, they're starting to get taken out, so yeah, they're getting cracked down right here. It's a quick little pullback. The 810 almost got taken out. And let's see if it'll try to attempt. A little bit back down to $8. So yeah, and then SREN SRNE was another one. Uh, they rejected a buyout offer, I guess. But this did get a nice little U shape. Little break from 218 up to 245. So good little move there. It's a couple of decent plays today, but volume's just kind of all over the place though. That may be why it could break. Yes, it couldn't break $8 there, or 810. Starting to come back down. APDN, nothing. Acre was another reverse stock split. Got a little bit of a move from 670 to 740 on not a lot of volume. But that's what I'm saying. There's just not a lot of volume in any of these stocks. Like, that's the crazy thing. Like, even PECK didn't have any volume back here on these moves until right here. And this area here. And then right now it doesn't have any volume. So it's kind of light. But we are in a transition week. You know, transitioning into Christmas. See, AQST has had the most volume out of anything. Most consistent volume anyway. But we're transitioning into December. I don't know why I said Christmas, but we're transitioning into December. We got Thanksgiving this week. The market, I think, is closed. Let me make sure. Pretty sure it's always closed on Thanksgiving. So that makes it a short week. Let's see. Let me see what the hours are. I haven't actually checked and I can't quite remember. See, Thanksgiving. It didn't tell me anything. Closed on Thursday. Does it close early on Friday? Because that's the other thing I was trying to think. If it closed early for Black Friday. I don't. For some reason, I'm thinking it closes early on Black Friday, but I could be wrong. No, I'm right. Yeah, it closes at 1 on Friday. So Thursday the market's closed. Friday it's only open till 1. There's not going to be any volume Friday whatsoever because it's Black Friday and people are going to be out shopping. Yeah, it closes at 1 on Friday. So because it's a holiday, basically a 5-day weekend, people are going to be traveling. Day traders are going to be traveling. So there's not going to be any volume Friday whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm not going to live stream Friday because I really don't think it's worth it. I feel like we'll be sitting here bored out of our minds. So there will be no live stream Friday. Thursday market's closed, so there definitely won't be a live stream. It's Thanksgiving. We'll give it today, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So basically, on the small account challenge, I have today, or not today, because my funds aren't settled. I have tomorrow and Wednesday. So I have 2 days to try to get a good trade in this week. And Wednesday, probably volume is going to be off as well because people are going to start traveling on Wednesday. Nobody's going to travel on Thursday because it's Thanksgiving. People are going to travel on Wednesday to get to their families and stuff for Thanksgiving. So volume in the market Wednesday probably will be a little off as well. So basically tomorrow will probably be the only day that I will be able to make a trade on the small account this week to try to grow it. So that's pretty much the itinerary for this week. And today, I mean, there's pretty decent volume. There's several different movers, but like I said, volume's just all over the place. Seeing PECK did come up to the VWAP here. If this candle could hold up, maybe I could look for a position on this paper trade account. Maybe. And open right below the VWAP again. I don't know. It's not a pretty day. It's kind of unpredictable day today. JAN all the way down to under $5 now at this point, so that's selling off hard. AQST is still trying $8. The $8.810 area. This stock never did anything. There's no volume there. So I have a feeling this is what the whole week is going to be. It's going to be pretty ugly. Now, ASLN went on a run Friday. So I'm keeping it on watch for a continuation. If it continues to go sideways all day today like this, then tomorrow we could get a nice move on this. Get a continuation run, especially if nothing else is going on. But yeah, there's just SREN. Maybe could get a little bit more. It does have some volume. Big seller at 240. But this is at the break 245, 250. Well, the 200-day moving average is at 256. So that's probably not going to break. It could, but probably not. Most likely not. Just a lot of ugliness today. A lot of inconsistency, which this happens on transition weeks. You get inconsistency because, you know, November's been a decent month for the penny stock world, but it's nowhere near as hot as it normally is. Normally, Novembers are on fire. And it's been pretty choppy. We've had some good days, we've had some bad days, we've had some okay days. It's just not been that normal November of every day 100, 200% runners. There's been some, but not like normally. So, I mean, I'm looking for a position on anything, and right now I just don't see anything at the moment. I mean, maybe. And AQST couldn't break $8, so it finally cracked down. Like, it's just an ugly day. Not a lot of consistency at all. Now, if this could U shape back one more time, but actually that's lower. Those are lower lows, so that probably won't get anything. And it's right here. Let's see, what's this at? 372. So got a little support right there at that 375 area. Well, it's not really holding up. It's kind of getting hung up on this 50-day right now. It's above it. Thinking maybe we could get a little pop on this U shape here. Maybe back up to 475, $5 maybe. If it can come back up to the VWAP. Just trying to think of a good entry on this at a good area. Slowly coming back up. I may try to get in early just to test something. If I can. SRNE's moving up again. Yeah, SRNE is building higher lows. But SRNE's got to break this 256. That's my biggest thing with this. There's not a lot of a room for this. It's gotta break 256, which is going to be pretty strong. So, okay, I didn't see that other comment. So, what's the float on SRN? Very high float. I mean, yeah, even though it's got the high float, it does have. I mean, it did make a decent move. Like, I'm not opposed to trading this for this break right here. I mean, 217 up to 244. That's almost 30 cents of profit right there in a pretty short time. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You just normally you just don't get a lot of high floats like this that can move 20 or 30 cents in a short period of time. But I mean, you could easily look for that. Not opposed to it at all. I didn't even realize how high the float was. I remember this stock from like a year or two ago. I think went on a run somewhere, maybe, but I think it had a lot lower float back then. I mean, stocks, even high float stocks can move if they have enough volume. It's just, sometimes you don't get that much volume on them, enough to move them like this. But, when they do have the volume, there's nothing wrong with it. But I just don't think it's going to break this 256. I don't think it can get it. See, PCK right in this area. Volume's pretty much died off of this right now. this is what I'm saying. The volume is kind of crazy today. It's been everywhere, and now it's kind of died off. Let's see, AQST still hasn't crashed out completely. Could still try $8. Another thing with SRNE, even with the higher float as well, the price is so low. Uh, people can buy a lot of shares of this. So if there's a lot of volume, more volume than it normally gets, and people are buying a lot of shares, then that high float's not going to matter as much. But like a high float on a $7 stock is going to move slower than on a $2 stock. It's basically what I'm getting at. Like you're not going to want to trade a stock that's $7 or $8 with 140 million in float, because it's probably not going to get this big of a move this quick. So it's just kind of relative to the stock price and float. Peg still right in there. There's no volume on it. Like I said, I think that was a pump and dump mainly. But yeah, I mean, you still got volume on AQST. It's a little light right now, but it is still above the VWAP. And SRNE still has some volume, but volume's starting to die off on everything already. That's what I'm saying. This week with the way the market's only open 3 days basically, because there's not going to be anybody trading Friday. I can guarantee that. There'll be a little bit of volume, but not much at all. Not enough to warrant trading. But yeah, it's just the volume has already died off of just about everything. See, ASLN still going sideways. I like ASLN for tomorrow. If ASLN can continue to just go sideways all day today, stay right under this 50-day moving average, we could see volume come into it for continuation, see it break that, and see it maybe all the way back up to that 280 area. We just don't want this candle today to get any lower than it is. We want it to stay right in this area. And actually, let's see, is this starting to get some action today? No. There's not a lot of volume on this yet, but it is popping up a little bit, and it is above the VWAP. So let's see. It's got to break 145-ish, 150 area. Now this could continue today. This could get a continuation today very easily, especially since it's getting close to that 50-day moving average. But I would rather it not. I'd rather it just keep going sideways, and then tomorrow we get a move up. But yeah, has anybody else see anything that's worth looking at today? I'm looking, I don't see anything. Pretty ugly day. Oof. KZIA. I can't remember who it was. I think it was David Hopper maybe Friday was asking about this because uh, it was halted for news. I hope he didn't get killed on this. I don't know where he got in at, but I hope he didn't get killed on this because it's had quite a bit of a pullback. This could have easily been an account killer because I know people got in Thursday, I think. It's Thursday afternoon. And this thing just kind of went on a rip and then halted in pre-market. Somewhere, I don't know. I didn't play it or even look at it, but somebody in the chat did. And they were in it while it was halted. And now it's got unhalted. Looks like it may have moved a little bit. I don't know. Chart's weird because the halt was so long. See, PHCK's all the way back down. JAN still getting a little volume. This could come back up. That could potentially be something. This has been a good little bounce play at $5. Could have got a nice little 30 cents here. Off of $5. I was thinking that earlier. Looks like everything else has kind of died off. Oh, look at here. Pop up to 550 on JAN. Just look at this on a 5-minute chart since we're getting later into the day here. Okay. Yeah, so potentially a big U shape on JAN. In pre-market, you see JAN just went straight up. And so they had this sell off. It actually looks pretty decent. This is a nice curl around on the 5-minute. It had problems with the VWAP though. You see there. Hit the VWAP 3 times and couldn't break. So it'd have to get a break. A good break of the VWAP for sure to get in this. I'll give it about 30 more minutes. Big seller at 525. That's pretty ugly. SRNE all the way back down to the VWAP. A little bounce there, 223 to 232, so almost a 10-cent bounce. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, a death sentence. That would be my concern, totally. That's one reason why I don't even trade Power Hour because Power Hour you can have stocks get halted and then they're going to stay halted overnight because the market's over, the market's closed, so it's really sketchy. That's why I don't swing trade. I try not to swing trade. That's why I don't do Power Hour either. It's because it's easier to get in trouble. See AQST come back down to VWAP. Oh yeah, yeah, I guarantee it. It looked like everybody jumped ship. You see right here, today's candle opened 740, and it was been all the way down to 560. So big sell off on it. So I said, I hope he got out. I hope he didn't get. That was easily that could easily blow up an account. Easily. I'm kind of interested in JAN here on this U shape. It's a big U shape, but let's see something here. 550. There's some resistance. $5 support. There's a lot of support at $5 on this, so this was a very predictable bounce play. Kind of want to test and just get in early on this just to see if I can get in like 525 area. I don't know if this limit order level. Oh, it did work. Sometimes limit orders don't work on uh, the paper trade account. So I got in there at 524. As long as this holds up, let's say 517, as long as it don't drop. Say as long as it don't drop below 515. I'll probably sell at the break of 515. But I just want to see if this keeps slowly building up or not. Just doing a little testing. See if because that would give me 50 cents between here and the VWAP if it does climb up. And then if it doesn't break, this was something I just wanted to test because we get these U shapes. And sometimes these U shapes don't break. So I'm just trying to see if there's a pretty safe way to get in these U shapes under the VWAP to have some padding in case the VWAP doesn't break. It's basically what I'm looking at. Yeah, it's JAN. It is JAN. Like I said, I don't have a lot in this, or I don't have a lot really of reasoning that this might come back up. I mean, it could. It is kind of U shaping. Like I said, I'm just trying something. I'm in at 524. I'm in at 524. $5 would have been the perfect place to get in. That would have been easy support, good little bounce play, but I missed that because I was looking at other things. So I got in at 524, looking to see if we're going to get above the 525 area and start building back up to this VWAP some more. That's what I'm kind of looking for, to see if we keep getting these higher lows up to the VWAP. Like I said, I'm just experimenting here, just trying to see. Yeah, nice move up here to 540. Bid at 535. So still slowly moving up here. Like I said, I just want to keep seeing it because if this keeps climbing back up to the VWAP, like I said, the VWAP's at 580, so that gives me about 55 cents of of padding if this doesn't break. But it's still got to keep climbing. Like this is the problem, and why I say with my strategy, you want to buy at the break of the VWAP, the strong break, because when you're under the VWAP, uh, you can get you can have selling and it can continue to drop off. It's bearish. It's considered bearish. And because of our choppy market, that's why I'm trying to do some experimenting and see if I can adjust the strategy some to make it a little more safer and a little easier to get in. Like I said, 550 is going to be some resistance. And this may crack. If it doesn't get If it doesn't get, there we go. Yeah, I was gonna say it's gotta get back above 525 because it's got to keep building up. If it can't keep building up, if it can't stay above 525, it's gonna crack. But yeah, with these U shapes, we get them just about every day, but they don't. Sometimes they don't break. And that's why I say get in when you get the confirmed break because then you should be good more times than not. So you can consistently win with it. But like I said, in this choppy market, trying to see if I can make it more consistent by getting in early. And my thoughts is you have the U shape start to form, so you wait for like this bottom of the U shape to form when it looks like it's holding up. So say at $5 right here was support and it held up, so you could have got in right there after $5 showed that it's going to hold up, and then just hold this and through the build up. I don't know if that's making any sense. That's just my thoughts on it. I'm trying to be a little safer, like kind of like dip buying mixed with my VWAP strategy. Volumes slowly dying off. Is anything else doing anything? Like I said, it's got to hold up 525. It's got to keep growing. And you see 525 is some support there. There's several buys there. Yeah, like I said, once this just keep keep growing, keep slowly building up to the VWAP. But see, like now, like if I would have got in at $5. After I see $5, you see it cracks below $5, comes back up, and then $5 holds here. Once you see that and you get in at $5, you'd be up 30 cents right now. You know, that's what I'm looking at. Is like you could be up 30 cents, almost 40 cents right now, safely in this play, waiting for the VWAP break. So basically, I'm trying to make the strategy more consistent and also expand the profits, give you more room for bigger profits. That's that's my idea. I thought about this over the weekend, and so that's what I'm experimenting with today and seeing, especially in these choppy markets. Like in a hot market, you can wait for the U shape and the VWAP break, and it's going to be all good to go. But in these choppy markets, where because even some of these U shapes haven't they've broke, but they haven't took off on big runs. They'll move up about 30 40 cents, sometimes even only 25. One might saying sell half of it right before the VWAP test. Yeah, I probably will. I mean, I might sell it all at the VWAP test. If it's not showing it's going to break, I'll probably just completely get out. But we still got a ways to go to this VWAP. I mean, we still got about 30 cents. So there's still a ways to go. But yeah, but like I was saying, in these choppy markets, when these U shapes break and they're not breaking that hard, like it's only leaving room for like 20 cents of profit and stuff. So like if I can adjust this, yeah. you you're definitely right about that, Jerry. You're definitely right about that. Jumping in on a third circuit breaker halt is suicide. Yeah, no, that's not a strategy. That's dumb. I'm working on that video recap right now, and it's ugly. That was very ugly. I tried to forget about that. Got PTSD from that play Friday, Jerry. Why would you remind me of that? Come on, man. No, I'm just kidding. But now, what I'm saying is though, like when this choppy market, when we're not getting these big breakouts out of the VWAP, we're getting a little bit, but still 20 cents. It's good. But if we can dip by, down the support of the U shape up. Look at here. It looks like we're gonna get it. We might get actually to the VWAP here. So maybe this is what I'm gonna have to start doing, because this is like great how safe this felt. Even though like if I'd have got it at $5, I could have like took a nap and came back and would have been fine. And that's exaggeration, but I'm just saying. I got it at 5.25 and I still wasn't sweating or anything. So, but yeah, this seems like this is might what we have might be what I switch my strategy to, because 5 to 5.60, that's 60 cents profit. On this bounce, this dip here, and if this does happen to get back to this VWAP and break through this VWAP, then we're talking a dollar move on a play. So it could be where the strategy goes to. May adjust it, because I'm digging this safety being in this little area, because like as long as it continues to climb, you can continue to hold, and it's still climbing. And let's see, VWAP is at 580. Let's see if it's going to get there. Big seller at 562. That's the thing that worries me, Junior. You're exactly dead on. Like you buy the dip and it can keep dipping. That's the problem with this. That's why I'm trying to work it out. Because if you buy the dip on this U shape or on this stock here, and then it just keeps crashing, you're gonna get killed. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta. I think you have to wait for the U shape to kind of form. You have to see the support. Like on this one, it below five, came back up, and then right here, these two candles, you've really got 3 minutes here to decide and say, okay, $5 seems like it's gonna hold up. So in that 3 minutes, you can see it. Like first minute, you're like, okay, it looks like it's gonna get back above five, and right here, like, okay, it looks like it's holding up five. So now I'm going to try to get in right here that we're kind of moving up a little bit and we're above $5. That's what I'm saying. You got to have some type of confirmation. You can't just buy in on a dip because support can crack on dips very easily. So you got to kind of let it do its thing and then wait to get a confirmed support line like $5. Like this is easy because $5 is a strong natural support line. Regardless of what the other charts look like, $5, $10, a dollar are always going to be strong support and resistance lines in the penny stock world. So this is very, very easy to call $5 being support on this, but you're not always going to have that. So that's what I'm saying. You've got to wait for this to kind of fill out. So now at this point, I would say it's got to stay above 550. And if it cracks 550, it could be done. You see, there's a lot of support here at 550. So like at 550 would probably be a good safe bet to get out if it doesn't hold 550. But sometimes they pull back a little bit. I don't know. Ooh, big drop down there. It didn't quite get back to the VWAP. I was wanting to see it get back to the VWAP, but still, even with that big drop there, because I got in so low, I'm still fine. Although that if this cracks below 530, because this candle closed at 530ish area, then you got to get out. It's looking a little weak. See if 530 is going to hold up here. Testing that 530 support, 525 support. And this candle's got to stay above 530. I like that. I like that saying, one life, you got to let it show its face. And if it doesn't, okay, there we go. See, there's the support at 530. A lot of buyers, well, not a lot, but there's some big buyers right here in this area. That's what I was saying. This has got to hold up, or I'd have to get out. Because you just want it to continue to build higher lows, and right now we're still building higher lows. So like I said, if this candle stays above 530 here now, then we'll be above the higher lows and we'll be good. Low floats will move erratic. This is true. But the thing is, low floats only move erratic with volume. Like this is a low float, but it's not moving that erratic because there's not a ton of volume on it right now. Now I haven't sold yet One Life. I'm trying to give it a chance, but I'm probably going to. Like we're at 531 now, because it's still building higher lows. So like I said, as long as this candle stays above 530 and we keep climbing, like we still could get this VWAP touch. Like it's not cracked out yet. Still building higher lows. We actually even have this on a trend line right now. So like I could continue to hold this as long as this trend line holds up. And this could ride all the way up into the VWAP, or the trend line can crack. But either way, at this point, we can see, we can see where we need to get out at any time. Moving on back up here. So I'm looking, let's see. I could just put a sell order in right below 530. Like 528, 529. And just take my hand off the controller and let it do its thing. I could easily do that. It'd be the, whoops, not mean to do that. It'd be the very disciplined thing to do. So see, if you see, I put the, well, that may be a little too high. 529. Well, maybe not. Thinking maybe probably 528. So right now this candle, the trend line is right at like 529, 528. Big news on PHUN. Well, here I'm gonna put a little stop loss in here. We'll put it at 528. And then we'll go look at PHUN, see what the big news is on this. Woo! Man, that thing. Oh, they added the Trump campaign to their list. So let's see. Where's this 50-day moving average at? 150. 160 area. So this would have to break 160. If this breaks 160, this thing could be off to the races. Let's see what the float is. But right now, we just went straight up. 40 million in float. That's a little bit high of a float. But yeah, when this came out, 9:45, you can see right here, instantly from $1.30 up to $1.55. $50-day moving average, $1.60. That's what it would have to break to do anything. Let's see what's Jan doing. Jan looks like it's all the way back down. Volume might leave out of Jan. Yeah. So yeah, volume left out of Jan and my position closed out. You can see there. So volume is now going to be on FHUN and my Thinkorswim's freezing up. So if that press release wouldn't have came out, this might have actually got back to the VWAP. But that press release and PHUN starting to move, everybody's going to be focused on it. It's going back to 500 a share. That sounds a little crazy. So on this play, because the news just came out, you don't want to I'm gonna look. I think I'm gonna look for like a VWAP bounce on this. See, I could get about, let's see, 400 shares. Let's do that. So I want to see us get back down to 143 at the VWAP. So I'm gonna put in a limit order. There's a lot of support right in this area. But yeah, I'm gonna put a limit order in right at 143. See if I can get filled there, just for this. See if we get the bounce off the VWAP and this can move up and break 160. Ooh, I may not get it. Let's see here. I also don't want this to crack too hard. Now 145 seems to be holding up as support. I mean, I saw the buyers there on the ladder. I wanted to see if it's going to get a little bit more of a pullback to the VWAP. Mm, 145 holding up pretty strong, so I don't think it's gonna crack 145. Let's see if I can put a limit order in at 145. Oh, it might crack 145. Wait, where's the VWAP at? Okay, 143. Yeah, so the VWAP's at 143. I'd give it to about 140. If it cracks 140, I'd have to get out. No, Jan, I'm out of Jan. Jan, I put a limit order in, and I put a stop loss in right under 530, and as soon as Jerry brought this to my attention, it started JAN started cracking. So I'm out of Jan. I'm just trying another little VWAP. I'm trying a little VWAP bounce entry here after this initial big run. The problem is with this play though is we're getting into the non-volume time, so where traders are going to lunch and stuff. Let's see, and this may crack 140. VWAP's got to hold up. I think if people see the VWAP hold up, then volume might start moving into this, but I don't know how much volume we're going to have with it being almost lunchtime. It's looking kind of cracky right now. Yeah, I'm in PHUN now. I'm in fun. I'm trying to have some fun here. Really looking red there. And volume's really dying off. Yeah, and I'm going to get out because it looks like it's going to crack. Yeah, there it cracked the VWAP. So yeah, this is what it is. You can't always get to, let's see, support at 139. I didn't realize that. Oh well. Yeah, I just jumped in and looked just to see if we're gonna get this bounce off the VWAP and maybe volume continue into this play, but I don't think there's enough volume. I think everybody's going to lunch. I think this was a short-lived little run. Not a big buyer at 140 though. Let's see, in Jan, yeah, JAN, you can see there. See what time was it? 9:45. This is where it was getting close to the VWAP. The press release on PHUN came out, and then this just cracked off. But it's SRE&E still slowly climbing up to 250. 250, like I said, 256 is where a 200-day moving average is. So we'll see if it can break that. Keep an eye on fun. Fun can break one. Let's see, what was it? 160. PHUN can break 160. It can move. So what was I looking at? SRENE. I think that 200 days is going to hold up pretty strong. I think it's going to really be hard for this stock to break that right now. Slowly climbing up there. So PHUN. Still slow, still not really cracking off too hard. I thought it was going to crack harder than that, but it didn't. Let's see, SRNE, is it going to try here? Right at that 200. Big buyer coming in at 256. Big buyer. This is going to break, I think. This might actually break because there's a lot of buyers at 256. A ton of buyers. Yeah, so there it goes, starting to move. I mean, I don't think it's going to go on a crazy move because of the float so high, but this could continue on. And see, there's a lot of sellers at 258. That 258 got taken out. Wow. SRNE. High float stock moving up. Now 275 is going to be the next strong resistance. But there's a big buyer still. He's just pushing this stock on up. It's at 258. Now we're up to 259. There's a big buyer that keeps coming in and just slowly pushing this up. Up to 260. 261. Look at you go. Look at you go, SRNE. There's a lot of sellers that keep coming in on the ass, but they keep backing off or getting taken out. It looks like it's struggling a little bit with 260 here. See FHUN. Not really doing much. All the volumes looks like it's gone off of it. See, what was I watching? I just blanked out. Oh, SRNE. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, back down. Didn't quite get that break. There was a ton of buyers that came in at the break, but it did not get the break. Oh, I'm out of PHUN now. Let's see, where to go. I got in at 145 on PHUN and I sold as soon as the VWAP cracked right here in this crack. As soon as 140 broke. So I'm out of PHUN. Because the press release came out, so it got this initial run up. And I was just seeing if we were going to get any volume into it after that. But because this has a great chart pattern. Like, if it could break 160, it's got a ton of room to run to 986. some resistance at $2, but still. But yeah, like I said, I got in just to see if this momentum right here was going to carry, if we're going to get the pull back to the VWAP and then the bounce up and a continuation move for the break. But this press release came out a little bit too late, I think. That's what it looks like to me. Because if it was going to move, it would keep moving. Like at this point, everybody's starting to go to lunch, so volume's going to be out. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, One Life. It's not bad. All this is experimental today. I'm trying different things out. Trying to adjust my strategy to this choppy market. We've had such a choppy market, and it's made my, like, I don't want to say, I don't want to blame it on the market. I don't want to blame my bad trading on the market, because it's not. It's my fault. But the way the market has been choppy, and I've been excited because it's November, and one day we'll have a stock run 150%, and the next day we won't. Like, that choppiness is kind of mentally affected me, really. I've been gung ho on days when I shouldn't be gung ho, and uh, I've been very conservative on days that I shouldn't be conservative, because we've not had any consistency in this market for November. So that's really mentally affected me and caused me to do a lot of stupid mistakes. A lot of FOMO and different things. So that's why I'm trying to adjust my strategy to be a little bit more consistent, and a little bit more forgiving, I guess I will say. Yeah, that's a good word. A little bit more forgiving in this choppy market. Just like on JAN, looking at it on the 1 minute, you see you got this U shape back here. Let's just go over this. And this is what made me kind of think of it. So you have this initial sellout, which we see about every day on stocks. This was a big runner in pre-market. We've been having runners in pre-market. We have this initial sellout, and then the U shape, but it doesn't break. Okay. If we can find that bottom support, like right here, where this entry could be, this drops, and we see 515, there's a bottom, 515, is that 515? Let's see, I'm trying to look. It's like 518, but we see that's kind of a bottom. It comes up, and in this area, we can see, oh, this is gonna hold up. Then maybe we can get the bounce play and hold this into the VWAP. That's what I'm thinking on this. And I was actually able to do it on the 5-minute chart on this one. Find the $5 support here. And you actually could just continue to wait for the whole thing to drop out until it's done selling off and you get that bottom support. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it some more. See, $5 held up again right here as support. Once again, you could have got in at 5 and got 16 cents. It's very predictable. So that's what I'm thinking about, adjusting my strategy some. Of course, another thing is I haven't even traded my strategy hardly any on the small account. I think I've done 2 or 3 trades at most. that have actually fit my strategy, and the rest have just been nonsense craziness. So, I don't know. We're going to see. I got to fill it out a little bit more before I make that full adjustment. Yeah. No, I agree with you on life. That's just been the problem. Like used to, if it was a hot month or like the first couple of days of the month were hot, the whole month would be hot, and you could be gung ho and go after it every single day. And now, and it seems like it was last year too. Uh, the market has just been choppy. Like you'll have hot days and non-hot days, so you got to be a little bit more careful. I think you can't. I don't think you can expect the whole months of hot trends. I think because Trump, his tweets, and we're coming up on this election and possibly marijuana being legalized and all these different things are going on. I think it's causing the market to be really choppy. There's a lot of unknowns of where the U.S. economy is going to go because of the trade deal as well with China. So I think I think because our economic state is in choppy waters, we're in rough, rocky waters. Our pirate ships, we need to sell our pirate ships very carefully, and our pirate ships is our trading. So I think that's what I've got to adjust to. I think that's what my main problem has been. Is I'm used to the good old days, the golden days back when November was hot with shippers ripping, and December's hot with shippers ripping, and farmer ripping, and all that. And we've just not had that the past couple of years. It's been very choppy. Speaking of pot stocks, though, before we call it a day, let's check out some pot stocks, see if they're still climbing. So a little bit of a pullback there over the weekend on ACB. I'm guessing Cron looks the same. Yeah, looks exactly the same. Let's check on Planet 13, my favorite. There it is, Planet 13. Planet 13, nice. Planet 13's above the 200-day and moving average, right above it. Not a lot of volume on this, but starting to come back up some. So not too bad. So cannabis stocks looking a little better, like they may rebound. AQST. There's a big bounce there from 716 all the way up to 756. That's a big bounce. Let's see. Nothing else is doing anything. Let's see. What is NMTC about? Nothing there. So, all right. Let's look at one more thing. ASLN. It's dropping a little bit. Tomorrow, I could see this dropping down to $1 at market open and bouncing back. See, $1 might be too low. It might, yeah, well, yeah, I can see this bouncing to $1 or dropping down to $1 and then us getting a bounce off $1 and this moving back up to 150 area, and maybe if it breaks 150, you could have another big run, a continuation run. So I'm definitely going to keep ASL in on watch for tomorrow. You got to give those pot stocks a little faith, One Life. They're the pot stocks. The reason why we got in the stock market. These all these stupid articles and stuff that you see that the last 6 months or however long this big crash has been happening on these pot stocks is a bunch of garbage because those companies or those articles and bloggers and experts and all that stuff, those are the same people who've been saying, "Oh, pot stocks are over with. It's a bloodbath." Blah 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 blah. Those are the same ones who were pushing pot stocks when they were ripping, saying, "Oh, this is a gold mine." Blah 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 blah. They go with the wind. They go, whatever the stock does, they do. They'll say, and they'll say it's the end of the world or you're going to make $1 million. And the truth of the matter is, this is a new industry. It's not going anywhere. There's there's billions of dollars in potential. I don't care what's going on in Canada right now. I don't care if they're having shortages or their sales are down because people aren't smoking as much weed. Like, that's fine. That's Canada. But Canada's population, let me Google this to make sure I'm right. But I think Canada's population is nowhere near the U.S.'s. I know it's bigger than the U.S., but I don't know. Let's see. Let me make sure, because I don't want to say the wrong facts on the YouTube and get ate up. But I know Canada is a lot more spread out. So yeah, recreational sales start in Michigan. Let's see here. 2020. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was definitely right about this. Okay. Just wanted to make sure, but yeah. So Canada's population is 36 million people. Okay, I want you to think about that for a second. 36 million people. You have Aurora, you have Afra, you have um, Canopy Growth, you have uh, several other smaller companies. Yeah, sales are going to be down. 36 million people is not that many people, you know? Like, Wisconsin, let me give you a better example. I'm pretty sure Atlanta probably almost has 30 million people. I know Atlanta's at least got a couple million people. Okay, and that's just Atlanta. LA probably has, close to 30 million people. The US altogether has 333 million people. And that seems like a low number. So, like, we have 10 more times the population as Canada. That's a whole lot of demand for a whole lot of customers that are not customers yet because it's not legal. Like, the pot industry is not going anywhere. There's billions and billions of dollars of potential in it. So, all these articles saying that pot stocks are over with and that's the end. All this means, all this big crash means, is people who didn't get in originally can get in now at these nice prices. Like, I honestly never thought Aurora would get back to $2. Like, I bought Aurora at $2. I don't know, 3 years ago, something like that. It was a while ago, and I never thought I'd see it back down here. But because of all these scare tactics, they've made everybody sell out of their positions and get out, which is crazy because, like, if you were in Aurora back then at $2 and you've held this whole entire time, then why would you sell now at this point? You might as well keep holding. Exactly. Excuse me. Doing a lot of talking, my throat's getting dry. Exactly. The one life gets it. He's on the pot stock deal. He knows. Like this is the best time to get in. That's what I was saying. But yeah, U.S. is predicted to control one half illegal weed sales. I can see that. The U.S. You guys have to remember, we are the U.S. We are the epitome of greed and gluttony. We have fast food restaurants on every single corner. And we've gotten so lazy. I had an argument with a guy in a Facebook group the other day about this because he was like, "Oh, we'll all be able to grow up to 6 plants, so nobody will want to buy weed from any companies." I'm like, "Are you serious?" No, like Grubhub and DoorDash exist because people are too lazy to go to a fast food restaurant. It's a fast food restaurant. There's probably one half a mile from your house, a mile from your house, unless you live in the country. People are too lazy to go to a fast food restaurant a mile away from their house. You think they're going to take the time it takes every single day to make sure the nutrients are right and the pH levels are right and all that stuff and trimming and cleaning their pot plants? You think every single person is going to do that when they're too lazy to go to a fast food restaurant? Absolutely not. People are going to buy their weed from the gas station when they go buy cigarettes and beer, or when they go to the grocery store to buy their groceries for the week. People are not going to, they like, we have too many things going on. We have Netflix to watch and all this. Like, there's no way that everybody's going to grow 6 plants. Like, pot is going to sell. Pot has sold throughout the entire history of the United States. It's sold illegally, billions of dollars illegally, and it's becoming legal where everybody can buy it. Like they're not going anywhere. Let's see what you say. No, no, I'm not saying day trade. I'm not saying day trade a pot stock. You can day trade pot stocks, uh, but yeah, this is the best time to invest for sure. I I agree with you that the Senate is going to be the roadblock. The Senate is going to be tough. Uh, I know that the Senate. I don't keep up with the politics that much because I don't really care, to be honest. I think our system is crazy and should be redone and fixed because there's a lot of issues. But I won't go off on that tangent. But what I'll say, yeah, exactly. Not everybody has time to grow their own grass. But I'm pretty sure that the Senate is held by the Republicans, and I think that's going to be a major roadblock for this bill. But I think there's enough Republicans who are smart enough and money hungry enough that it can get the votes to pass. It probably will be a very close vote, but I think there's enough Republicans who are smart enough to know that legalizing marijuana is going to make everybody money. That's how I feel about that. And supposedly Trump supports this bill, or a version of the bill. So we'll see. We'll see. And it may not go through this time, but eventually it's going to happen. It's just whether or not when it happens. But yeah, I've been personally debating taking a little bit of extra money and buying into some pot stocks myself to hold as investments. It's gonna happen. It like how many states are actually legalized now, medically and recreational? Like over 25 states. I think we're close to 30 states. Like that's over half the U.S. that's already legalized themselves. So like once you get to 40, 3/4 of the country is legalized. The feds don't have any choice but to legalize it. They can't like at that point. You guys are acting like communists or dictators and saying, "Oh, our whole country or 3/4 of our country wants something and we're not going to give it to them." Like that's insane. At that point, I feel like we have to revolt as a people and and storm something, the White House or Area 51 or something. I don't know. So yeah, I was even off on my numbers. 33 medically and 11 recreationals. Yeah, so 43 states. So we're already to that point. We're to the 3/4 of the country is some type of legal with marijuana. Like the feds have to get over it. Like there's nothing they can't keep on doing. They can't keep going against it. Like plus the old Republicans and Democrats who don't agree with it are gonna die soon anyway, and we'll have younger people in there, and it'll go through. Like it's eventually gonna go through one way or another. Yeah, yeah, Illinois just went legal, and Wisconsin. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard for a law. Illinois is going legal, or it already has went legal, and they're setting everything up right now. Uh, Wisconsin has passed a law, or they were trying to pass it. I think it passed. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't keep up with laws and stuff too much, but the law was that Wisconsin residents can drive to Illinois and get a certain amount of weed, and they can't be arrested or fined for it as long as they have the receipt from where they got it from in Illinois. That law sounds crazy to me. Like what? Like yeah. See, one life 70-year-old, 71-year-old mom smokes. She knows the deal. She's hip on times. But like that law is like so you're going to let us traffic weed from another state is what you're telling me. Like why not just make it legal here? So I have a feeling Wisconsin's going to be legal soon as well because Illinois went legal and this law just doesn't make any sense. It's like you can go get weed from Illinois and it's fine. Just have a receipt. Like why? Why would you like that's a dumb law. Just pass it. Plus Wisconsin is known for alcohol, probably the biggest state of drinkers, and because of that, I think weed's not far away as well. So this, I think Wisconsin will be another state within a year that will be some type of legalization. That's just my thoughts on it. I think it's. I think. I honestly think we'll see federal legalization within 2 years at the most, because they're pushing it now in the House, and if Trump was to get this to happen before he leaves office or before this election, he's about guaranteed to win again if he makes marijuana recreational legal. Like if he signs that, if that happens during his term, he's about guaranteed to win again. Now, if he doesn't, a lot of the people who are going to be debating in the campaigns and stuff, federally legal marijuana will be one of these subjects. It will be one of the biggest subjects of this election. So, whoever wins is going to probably get it legalized, because unless somebody crazy wins who doesn't, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be within the next 2 years. Like, I feel like this election is going to be a very pot heavy election. Like, a lot of the debates and stuff will be about pot, about recreational legal marijuana. So, but all right, guys. I've went off on several tangents. This is a very interesting time in our country. Stock market's choppy. It's all crazy. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, one life. Most of them are, for sure. But yeah, it's getting almost lunchtime for me, so give you guys about 5 6 minutes. Any questions, comments, concerns, things you want to talk about, go ahead and get them in the chat, and we will take care of those. And then we'll be back here tomorrow morning on the small account looking for a potential trade for this week. But I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think there's going to be a lot of opportunity this week in the stock market. See you, One Life. Have a good one. Have a great rest of your day. But yeah, I don't think we're going to have a lot of opportunities the rest of this week, because it is a transition week, guys. So, all right, everybody, have a great rest of your day. And always hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. Thanks for joining me. Until tomorrow.